Hey. Hey. Hey, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I noticed. I just don't care. Whatever you want, I'm not interested. So save us both our breath, wind your neck back in, and shut up. God, you're hurting my ears. Okay, mate?
Oh, you will be interested, mate. And you better listen to what I have to say.
Oh yeah? Is that so? Go on then. Enlighten me. What's this interesting thing you have to say to me? I'm all ears. Evidently.
I know who you are. I know who you think you are. Out in the streets, you're Mr. Big. But in here, I'm the boss. Do you understand?
I do understand that that's what you think, but that's not entirely true, is it?
How's that? Need me to prove it to you?
No, I don't need you to prove it to me. See, the boss is actually the one in charge. Alright, that's what the word boss means if that wasn't evident. And you're not the one in charge. You work for the one in charge. The real boss is next door. Now, I understand what you're getting at trying to threaten me in that way, but here's the thing. I get that you're bigger than me. I get that you're stronger than me. I get that in here, if it was just a matter of me and you fist fighting, yeah, of course, you'd be the boss. You're way scarier than I am. Hang on, let's just compare sizes, shall we? Oh yeah, 6'7" and built like a brick shithouse. I, on the other hand, 6'2". Cute enough to date, but not cute enough to fight somebody like you. It's been a while since I've had to look up at somebody. Still, there's a caveat to this equation that you haven't considered.
The only thing I'm considering is how I'm gonna break your goddamn legs if you give me a reason. And oh, I hope you give me a reason. You got that? Give me a reason to fuck you up.
Yeah, I've heard all these before. Give me a reason, blah, 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 I'm gonna break your legs. If you really know who I am, you know that kind of language does nothing for me. No, that doesn't turn me on at all, no. If you're gonna threaten somebody like me, Hank, you have to do that from a position of power. Now, let me explain to you where a position of power comes from.
You don't think I'm strong enough to take you on right now? How do you know my name?
Shh. I'm talking. Obviously, I don't think I'm strong enough to take you on right now. We've already established that. But remember when I said there's a caveat? Remember when I said if you're going to threaten somebody, you have to do it from a position of power? Well, I'm about to show you my position of power, okay? Just try and be quiet for a second, Hank. It's within your best interest that you do so. Here's the thing. Out on the streets, you are right. I am so-called Mr. Big. My reputation must precede me. But out on the streets, there's all kinds of people, you know. Young, old. Some of them work in stores. Some of them work for the bank. Ugh. But an awful lot of them work for me. And you know, there's somebody out on the streets tonight. I believe they're going to see friends. 4 of their friends. Ashley, Jane, and Cassandra. And that person who's going to see said friends is called Christina. She's about 5'6". She's blonde hair, fair skin, dating perfection, 32 years of age. And she works at the local hospital.
How do you know that? You fucking scumbag. Have you been following my girlfriend?
Hey, whoa. Don't hit me. And before you take those meat hooks off my collar, I'm going to give you a reason to, alright? This is not me threatening you or your girlfriend. This is me giving you a lesson on how to properly threaten somebody. You see, Hank, I know everything there is to know about your girlfriend. I also know her medical records. She's pregnant. Which means, if you gave me a reason, well, that's quite a loss on your behalf, isn't it? Not only that, I know her mother, her father, I know your mother and your father, and I know all of the details about your partners as well. Your subordinates, the ones who work beneath you. You see, I didn't come here with a gun, but I came here armed. Because, you look at my smartwatch, see how my heart rate's raising? If that gets to a certain level, well, it would mean that violence has been bestowed upon me by the great Hank, the bodyguard, by the boss of this room. And if that happens, well, believe me, the streets, they'll close in on the people you love, and they'll close in the most creative of fucking ways. So take your goddamn hands off me and consider your position carefully in this room.
Please, don't hurt them.
No, I won't hurt them, Hank. I won't. I'm giving you a lesson. Do you see how I'm actually the one with the position of power here? I'm smaller than you, I'm weaker than you, you could easily kill me. But if anything happens to me, they all die as well. Now that you've put your hands on me, you've definitely pissed me off. Now that's a good thing, okay? Because if you piss me off, then that means all I'm gonna do is kill you. But if you make me hate you, if you continue to attempt to bully me and threaten me, well, my people, my streets where I'm Mr. Big, as you say, I'll get real creative. Believe me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, I didn't mean...
Hey, Hank. Come on, look at me. Okay? Look at me. You've just understood who's the real boss here. Alright? You've just understood what the situation really is. That's all I was doing. I was giving you a lesson. So, now that you know, and now that you've taken your hands off me, we're all good, aren't we, Hank?
Please don't kill my family. Please don't kill me.
Hank. Don't worry about what I'm going to do to you. You've got way more to lose than just your life, alright? That's the best outcome. Just breathe, okay, Hank? And understand who the real boss is here.
You're a monster.
Yeah, I am a monster. I absolutely am, Hank. And you shouldn't put your hands on monsters, because they're very toxic. Right, now that our pleasantries are out of the way, are you going to actually let me go in there and speak to your boss, or are you going to keep me out here waiting? Because I'm pretty sure they were done with their previous meeting about 10 minutes ago, and you were just keeping me here to be a bitch, weren't you?
No, I wasn't.
No, you was, Hank. Don't lie. You was. Because back then, you thought you could threaten me. You thought I was just a street thug. Now you know what's really going on. You're going to let me in, right? You're going to right your wrongs.
Yeah, let me just check.
Hank.
Yeah, you can go in now.
Gosh, your attitude's really changed. Come on, straighten up, soldier. You're a guard after all. You're dangerous, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm dangerous.
And you're the boss of this room. Oh, Hank, you're such a good boy. But you're a silly fucker. You know that?
Yeah, I know that. Do you want me to stay in here, boss?
No. We both answered that at the same time. Well, seeing as how both your bosses answered, Hank, best to leave, eh, mate?
Yeah, sure.
Oh. I'm sorry it took me so long to come in. I'm pretty sure you definitely called me in like 10 minutes ago, but... Oh, God, I was just playing with your gods. And what playmates they were. Just making myself acquainted with the business. I have a feeling I'll be here a lot. So, I ought to get to know the people who run it. I ought to get to know your best men. hadn't I? This is a beautiful office, by the way. So opulent, so gorgeous. The kind of office that a lot of money would pay for. And that kind of money, well, you don't tend to get that through the morally virtuous means, do you? I'm not saying anything of the sort. Oh, I know you operate within the confines of the law. That's the privilege the rich have, I always say. You see, they can be gangsters out in the open because they have lawyers. They can do things undercover, and they can be very sneaky, but people like me, we have to be a bit more out in the open, unfortunately. You don't mind if I take a seat, do you? Thank you. You know, I was having such a nice conversation with your guard just, talking about how pretty his family is. Now that's how you threaten people. You think my family's gorgeous as well? Oh, I love a bit of mutually assured destruction. That's the only time I ever get to speak to people plainly. Oh, this isn't an argument, is it? This is a game of chess. I love that. Well, since you've just established with that brief interaction that me and you are equals, let's talk as equals, shall we? I have a very good idea why I'm here. But why did you invite me here from your own words? I want to hear it straight from the proverbial horse's mouth. What exactly do you mean to achieve with this meeting? Oh, what a shame. So you really aren't going to ask me out then? How eloquently put. I guess it really was just a matter of a truce then. Me and you have done so well at ruining each other's fun recently, haven't we? We have both been quite the thorn in each other's sides. And I have to say, that thorn you put in my side has become quite toxic, quite infected, and it's becoming quite a problem, and I imagine the thorn I've put in your side is equally as festering. Yes. This is such a unique situation I'm in. Normally, when I deal with CEOs, being a mafia boss myself, they come to me for help. They need rivals knocking off, they need people threatening, or they simply just need muscle to move a product that is less than desirable. You see, being a mafia boss, crime does nothing but enhances my career, but crime for a CEO, well, it's very distasteful amongst your people, your kind, the CEO kind. So, for me to be here in a aggressive capacity, I'm not saying that I'm aggressive, but we are both aggressors to each other. For me to be here in a sense that is not cooperative is very unique. I've never met a CEO that has given me so much trouble, who is so difficult to threaten. You are truly unique, and I would like to just tip my hat, so to speak, before we continue, to say I respect that, and because of that, I won't give you any bullshit. I'll just give it you like it is. You recently moved in here and took this huge building and begun growing your company all across the city. Now, the streets, they weren't really effective to begin with, but you started taking more and more land, and I started losing strongholds. I started losing parts of my business to you. Now, considering the vast majority of my business on legally obtained, you were well in your right to do that. And well, it caused me a lot of problems. So I replied by destroying whatever you built and costing you millions. And we've been playing this game of cat and mouse for a very long time now. And, as I said earlier, we've become massive thorns in each other's sides. So, as you said, you wish for a truce, and so do I. You know I'm at the level that the police, they can't touch me, but I also know that you're at a level where I can't threaten you. So, a truce is more or less the best option. However, there is a second option. The second option... well, the second option is Hank. Big, scary Hank next door. You see, he threatened really easily. When I was playing with him, it was all brawn and teeth and snarling, but then when I stopped playing with him, well, let's just say I really hope he brought a change of underwear. I was able to threaten him quite easily, and I imagine I'd be able to threaten the rest of your guards quite easily, so what's stopping me from threatening your people into coming in here and killing you? Now, I know you could say if I did that I'd lose out on a lot of your money, and I don't like wasting money, so that's the practical answer, but the thing is, I wouldn't have to kill you. I could use your people against you, and I could threaten you, so the second option would be a hostile takeover. You operate within the confines of the law, as you just said, so you're not going to be able to battle me with brawn, bullets and threats like I can battle you. So, CEO, what's stopping me from doing that? Okay. You can give me all the information on my family all you like, but lots of people know that stuff. The difference is that my family's protected by some of the meanest, nastiest gangsters on the planet, and if you even hinted at coming anywhere near them, I would slaughter everyone you've ever loved instantly, and I've been doing that for a very long time, so I'd be able to do that much more efficiently than you'd be able to do that to me. So you know that you're in a disadvantage in that situation. Oh, okay. This part right here. This is the checkmate, so to speak, or at least I think it is. So think of it as a game of chess. I'm really threatening your king right now, all right? Which is you. How are you going to protect your king? How are you going to stop me from shooting you without paying me an exorbitant amount of money, or without me taking your business? Okay, that's understandable. Maybe you're right, maybe I did misjudge you, and you don't operate within the confines of the law. But how do I know that? You see, I had this argument with Hank earlier. If you're gonna threaten somebody, it has to be from a position of power, and that can only ever happen when there is no lies on the table. And I don't know if that's a lie. So if you really are as dirty as me, CEO, then prove it. How could I know that you really are as dirty as me? How is it that simple? How are you going to stop me from killing you? Because I loved you once? What? Is that some kind of a mind game? Is that what this? So that's your answer to me, not. So the reason why I shouldn't kill you is because I loved you once. What are you talking about? Your tattoo? What tattoo? None of this is going to stop me from killing you and taking over your business. What tattoo? You're gonna show me? It's on your shoulder. Okay. Come to think of it, I did used to know somebody with a shoulder tattoo, but they died. So, show me. Right. I'm trying not to overreact. That can't be real. No, it can't be real. No. That is not real. That is genius, though. That is absolutely fucking genius. So you obviously, you used, let me think, it couldn't have been public data records because we weren't. No. You must have used a private detective. You must have used a private detective that snuck into my house and looked through my stuff, and I must have had a photo of them, and you've copied their tattoo. But that tattoo, because you wouldn't know this because you're not them, that belonged to somebody I loved a very long time ago. I was 15, so that makes it 25 years ago, and they were my teenage sweetheart. I love them more than anything, and we were best friends since birth, and then it became romantic, and then they were killed in a gang shooting, a rival gang of ours, because we were both low down, no good gangsters, or playing at that when we were kids, and they died in my arms. But that's the thing, you see, they died in my arms, and you're banking on the fact that they might not have actually died in my arms. They survived, and now you're pretending to be them with that tattoo to try and trick me. Excellent. That is such a clever move. That is brilliant. But it's not gonna work because I felt their fucking heart stop. I felt their heart stop. So, please, if you have any respect, which you don't, I get that, but that is not, you're not them. You're not them. They died. No, that can't, doesn't make any sense. Wait, look, listen. This is either the most well thought out and excellent move to control a gangster I've ever seen, or you really are them. If you really are them, there is something that I said to you, to them, because you're not them. It was the day you died. It was just after breakfast. We had... How do you know that? Yes, we had pancakes, but you always used to have yours with... How do you know that? Whatever. No, you must have found out where I had those pancakes and questioned the people. That still doesn't prove anything, but there was something that I said to you. I whispered it to you. Do you remember what I said? How? There's no way. You wouldn't be able to know that. Not unless you really were them. But how? How did you survive? Why didn't you come back to me? No, that's the thing. That's why none of this makes any sense. Because if you really were them, I loved you, and you loved me. We were so... You were everything to me. It was me and you versus the world. You dying is what made me into this monster. I became like this because I lost the only person who cared about me. I lost the only member of family I had. And I adored you. And now you're telling me that you were alive this whole time and you decided to never see me? It doesn't make any sense. This has to be a really, really elaborate plan to control me, because you know that if it really was you, I would never be able to kill you, because like I said, we're family. Yeah, I do have more family now. I had 2 stupid kids who I love more than anything. I don't have a wife though. Or a husband. They also left me, but I didn't really care about them. My kids, though, I love to pieces. Which you'd have known about if you actually came back to me, but I still don't believe you. You're right. You could never have known what I whispered to you. Back then, if you wasn't really them. Well, okay, let's pretend you really are them. Answer my question. Why did you never come back to me if you survived? I get that we were young. We were, 16 at the time? But why did you never come back to me? That doesn't make any sense. You were adopted? At 16? Who the hell wants to adopt a 16-year-old? 2 more years and they're gonna let you go. So... you didn't die. You were resuscitated. But when I heard the sirens, I ran. Which is accurate, I did do that. But it wasn't the police. It was an ambulance. They brought you back in the ambulance. After your heart stopped. Took you back to the hospital. And then you were adopted? I'm still so confused. What? So, you told me to run, by the way. I was going to stay there with you. Okay, I know you don't blame me, but when you were dying in my arms, you did tell me to run, and I thought you died. That's why I ran. So the ambulance came, they picked you up and they saved you. And then you went back to the hospital. That's where you met. That guy, I know that name. Montgomery, didn't we rob him at one point? Yeah, we broke into his mansion, we took a ton of his gold. God, that was a long time ago. Wait, so you're telling me somebody we robbed found you at the hospital and saved you? Because he wanted to help you? He wanted to set you straight? So he adopted you and took you on as his assistant? That's not the same as adopting. One's a job and one's a... Oh, so he adopted you so you could inherit his wealth? He always wanted to save somebody from the streets because he was saved from the streets. He never had an heir. So, he wanted to give you a chance, the person who robbed him. But we both robbed him, why didn't I get a chance? I guess you're right. So... gosh, what a twist. Let me just get this straight. When you were shot, the sirens I heard weren't the police. They were an ambulance. They resuscitated you and you went to hospital. That hospital was owned by Montgomery. Montgomery recognised your face from that botched robbery we did, and he decided to take you on. He decided to give you a second chance at life, because he was altruistic, I guess. He adopted you, and you went from being his assistant to his heir. You inherited his wealth, and you built your own company. And now, you're here. So why didn't you come to find me then? To protect me? You didn't want me getting involved with you. Because you were straight now. And you weren't a criminal. It's a goddamn lie. It's a goddamn lie. You used to love me. You honestly thought I might have been dead. Those are all terrible excuses. Let's face it, the reason why you didn't come to see me is because you wanted a fresh start. No, it was, and I respect that. Coming back to see me, you'd lose all you gained. You gained an actual father figure. You gained wealth, you gained security. And you wanted that to be your life. So you never wanted to see me again. But I, the past, came to haunt you later in life. Is that what this is? Here's the thing though, I could barely recognise you. I can see it in your eyes that you're really you now. But how did you know it was me? My voice. So even past all the scars, my voice still sounds the same. How long have you known? Since the phone call? Crazy. You were everything to me back then. But the version of you I knew died in my arms. And now you're not really them, are you? No, you're not. They died in my arms. When you were brought back, you're a different person. Somebody with a home, somebody with money, and somebody who tried to forget their past life. So, that still doesn't change the fact that I could just kill you, and I could continue ruling the streets as I did before. Why did you come back here, by the way? You never left. You just kept quiet until now. I see. Still, why shouldn't I kill you? Now, the way I see it, you betrayed me. Give me a reason why I shouldn't kill you. What are you doing? You think that gun's gonna stop me? Why are you giving that to me? Fine. You just signed your own death warrant, you moron. It was nice knowing you. I'm glad you had a good life without me. But now, it comes to an end. And you die. Just give me a minute. Oh, fuck. No, obviously I can't kill you. I've spent every day thinking about you. Fuck. I can't kill you. And you knew that. So what does that mean then? Yeah. It means even though I checked you, you checkmate me. You still beat me. What an interesting game of chess this was. So I guess that means we really are going to have to resort to a truce, aren't we? I don't think a friendship is ever going to be within the question. No, it's not. We're not the same people. But I still can't bring myself to kill you. Truce it is. I'll stop destroying your property. And you, stop encroaching on mine. I guess. But If ever an expansion on my half or your half happens, we can discuss it. That's how a truce works. And the result will always have to come to something that's mutually beneficial. Well, I'm glad we reached an arrangement. God, I wish you'd have come found me. Just save it. It's done. I'm gonna leave now. And you have my contact details. This is farewell. Yeah, so be it. God, I wish you'd have come back to me. No, you haven't. You're not the you I knew. And you never will be. I'm leaving. Goodbye. And for what it's worth, even with a slightly different face, you're still just as beautiful as I remember. I have to go. Goodbye.